All right, you guys, excited to see your faces on here. I didn't know how many people would be able to show up on such short notice. I am going to dive in and talk a little bit about these automated campaigns, give you guys an example here on the screen, how to set it up, why you need them, how they're going to help you to get more automated. And then I'm going to give you at the end a short sequence that's basically going to be like plug and play. You can upload it into your own project broadcast. It'll be timed out for you, but then you can personalize it all. So if you have questions, you guys know how I roll. I'm pretty quick when I talk. The way I look at it is we are all constantly consuming trainings, and I just want to keep it like short and to the point with lots less fluff. So if you do have questions, feel free to drop them on the Zoom here in the comments, and I'll go through them at the end. Those of you in the Facebook group, if you're catching this with us right now, we're on the replay, you can drop them below that as well, and I'll try to answer as much as I can. But without further ado, I'm just going to dive right in and get started here. So I'm going to share my screen and show you before I do that. So what is a campaign? Why do you need these? So I have taught many of you in my boot camps and in the group, and many of you have even have figured it out on your own how to set up this texting thing, right? So the first thing you do is you set up your account, then you have keywords, which is how we drive people off of social media to either a freebie, product, business. You can schedule messages, which is when you send messages out to your team, to customers, whoever. The January messages and the monthly bundles that I've been sharing with all of you and that you guys have been buying and plugging and playing, which by the way, you can still get the January ones because January's not here yet. Just text me the word January and I'll hook you up. But those are templates. So when I send you those templates, and in January, I turned them into a campaign, right? They're automated messages. Those are messages that you can plug and play, right? So when you have a campaign, and I really don't know why they came up with the word campaign, because in my mind, I don't know, it makes me think of a campaign for a president or something. I don't know why, but it's just a series of automated messages, right? So they're timed, they're done for you. It can go on forever, or it can be short and sweet, which I'm going to show you today. If you've ever noticed, those of you that get emails from people, right? How many of you get emails from marketers, from network marketers, from whoever? Those are email campaigns. So when you go to buy a course, for example, or you download someone's freebie, you ever notice that you're getting a series of emails for a week or so? You're in their campaign. They're not sitting in front of their computer, typing this up. It's a series of messages. So the same, all these things that we see done on email can be done via text as well, right? So kind of eye-opening, but heading into 2023, a lot of companies are going to be shifting gear towards texting for so many reasons, because people just look at their phone constantly. It's right in front of you. Millennials are doing all of their shopping on their phones. And not just millennials, but everyone nowadays, right? So it's a big chunk, and it's super important. And the whole idea of not spamming people and doing the value is what's going to keep people on that list. And in addition, let's just face it, social media, you can get locked out, shut down, or anything at any time. You don't own any of it. So the more people you can get off of social media and onto your text list, it's to your benefit. So let me share my screen and show you this whole campaign thing and what it is. So basically, when you are on your dashboard, right, on the side, you have the megaphone. So the megaphone are all of your campaigns. So you have at the top your chat, spaces. I don't really ever use. It's like a way for you to talk project broadcast to project broadcast with people. I don't use that. So you can do that. Schedulers, when you schedule your messages. These are all here, right? So campaigns, which are the megaphone, are your automated messages. So you can basically, when you set one up, and I'm going to do it with you guys right now, you have a series of what you're going to do. So think when you do these, what would you typically do in Messenger, right? So when you sent someone information about a product or a freebie, or the business, right? Did you just send them one message? No, you sent them a message 24 hours later. You sent them a message 48 hours later. You sent them a message a week later. So it's the same thing, but you set it up via text, right? So this is just a really short series here. that I have, and this is the one I'm going to share with you guys at the end. So it's one follow-up, which is going on like a 2-day delay. Then you're providing more value, and I'll expand on this in a second, on a 4-day delay. You're inviting them to like a community on a 6-day delay, and then you're engaging with them on an 8-day delay. Those are all editable. So just to put this in perspective of what these are, and I typed these out just as examples, right? So this would be like your first follow-up, imagining that they snagged a freebie, imagining that you were talking to them about something that they were downloading. You shared a list with 10 tips to kick off 2023. You shared an exercise that they can start with in the new year. You shared a guide about meal planning, right? So your first message that you set up is a follow-up. It's like a virtual tap on the shoulder. Hey, Brenda, what's up, girl? You know, I know that you recently snagged my getting started with whatever. Just wanted to circle back and, you know, check in and see which tip you liked best. Which tip are you most excited to implement in 2023? Which recipe are you going to cook first? Which salad in a jar are you going to make tomorrow? It's just a tap. Are they going to answer? Who knows? But it's just you re-engaging them, right? So your first message is a follow-up. I'm going to build this with you in a second, but I just wanted you to get the idea of what these are. The second message is you giving them more value or like a testimonial. That's what I like to do in the second message. So what does that mean? More value is if they downloaded workouts, give them another workout. If they downloaded 10 tips, give them another tip. If they downloaded an exercise workout that you gave them from their living room that they can do, you know, a beginner workout, give them another workout that they can do. It's just more value. They're seeing you as valuable, right? Or a statistic. So what is that? Or a testimonial, right? So a testimonial would be like, oh my gosh, I had to share. This is my friend Carrie. She started doing this workout a month ago. Check out her before and after. Oh my gosh, I know that I shared with you 7 salads in a jar. You know, here's another one. I shared with you 10 ways to save money heading into the new year. My friend Carrie saved $500 last month on her grocery bill, right? So you're just sharing like a testimonial of someone that used what you gave, right? So that's the value. Then typically in the third message, if you have a community, you are inviting them to it. So do you have a Facebook group? Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have somewhere where they can get more value from you? If you don't, I'm not saying that you have to set one up. You can kind of get, what's the word? Creative with it. You know, maybe you're inviting them into your Tip Tuesday text campaign, right? You could do that. Like say you have a series of text messages that go out every Tuesday. And then the last message is going to be an engaging message. So what does that mean? That means that you literally are asking for them to respond to you. You are trying to create a conversation. So in that message, you are referencing what they got from you. And then you're asking them like, why? Why did they want that? Why did you want to grab my workouts, you know, from home? Are you just getting started working out, or do you have health goals heading into 2023? You recently snagged my getting started, you know, 5 tips for whatever. I'm totally curious what drew you to them. Are you looking to save money, or are you looking to pay down some debt, right? Because they're going to answer, well, you know, I was looking to pay down some debt. Well, I'm totally curious. What do you do for work right now? And then they tell you, well, hey, I show women how to make money from their phones. I would absolutely love to give you a peek at that if that's something that you'd be open to checking out, right? The last one, you recently grabbed my 7 favorite salads in a jar. I'm totally curious. Are you looking to get healthy, or do you want to save some money packing lunches? One or the other, right? Like they're drawn to it for a reason. If they say they want to get healthy, all right, cool. Absolutely love these. They've like definitely helped me to keep my eating in check. Are you trying to like lose a couple pounds, or, you know, do you have specific health goals that you're trying to address? You're just creating conversations, because at the end of the day, we're network marketers, right? We are networking with people. You're trying to help them. Maybe they don't want to talk about the business or the products, but you're going to continue providing them value, right? And that's easier done in like the community because you don't have to send out text after text after text. But at the same time, you can also still send them text messages. You guys get my text messages all the time, right? I'm sharing value. So how do you build this out? Again, I'm going to share this sequence with you. These examples will be in here, but I still want to show you like the ins and outs of what this is, right? So if you were going to sit here and build this out by yourself, and it's kind of cool. I'm going to show you at the end how you can like literally clone it over and over. This is like wash, rinse, repeat, you guys. So you go to the campaigns, the megaphone, you click on the plus sign, right? So when you're here, you can name it whatever you want. Follow up for, we'll just call it follow up for Freebie, right? At the bottom, you have all these options. You can do a drip, which is what I just showed you. These are done by day. You can do time-lapsed. Time-lapsed is done by the hour and the minute. So if you ever wanted to send messages, like remember, a lot of you have seen my demo, that was a time lapse. It was a 15-minute messages really quick, right? You can do birthday. If you guys ever want to set up birthday or anniversary, that's here too. And that'll go according to their project broadcast birthday you have saved or their anniversary. So drip, you click save. Then you have this dashboard on the right here, right? And this is so easy. Like, I know it seems a little overwhelming, but once you get doing it, you're like, oh my gosh. So you go to manage where it says drip messages, manage. It's a totally blank slate, which when I first started with these, I was like, oh my God, what do I do with this? So you click the plus sign and you're in your scheduler, right? So let's imagine, and I'm going to show you how to hook the freebie up to this. So this you are imagining is your message after the freebie. This is the first follow-up message, right? So this would be follow up number 1. And this is where you are, it's like your virtual tap / check-in. So you're imagining that they downloaded your freebie yesterday or the day before, and you're sending a message. Again, you want to make this sound like you. You don't want to send them like a book. You want to just send something short and sweet. You're like checking in. So, hey there. I know you downloaded whatever it is. Let's say they downloaded my 5 tips to slay 2023 guide. I wanted to swing or check back and see which tip you are going to put in place first. And again, everybody has different things. So it might be like, hey there, I know that you downloaded my 5 favorite exercises. Hold on, somebody's coming in and just bump me. There we go. 5 favorite exercises, CISES. I'm spelling that wrong, whatever, that you can do at home in your living room. When are you starting? Or you could say planning to start soon. Like anything, right? You're just like kind of virtually tapping them on the shoulder. Then you go down here and you pick. I recommend that first message, you don't want them to forget about you, is 24 to 48 hours. So you're either doing 1 or you're doing a 2-day delay. Pick. So say we did a 2-day delay, you go to the time, pick when you want this to go. Do you want it to go in the evening, which is when I send most of mine? Or do you want it to be midday, morning? You know, if you are working with a lot of stay-at-home moms, you might go midday. You might go early afternoon. So pick your time, type it in there. You're all done. Save. Over here, your message is now made. First one in your dashboard. Then do the same thing for the next message. So the same thing, follow up number 2, and this is going to be more value. I know that you downloaded my best tips for 2023. I wanted to share this podcast that I just listened to. It has me excited for the new year. Here's the link to it. And like you could say, like, my favorite part was whatever, like, get real with these people, right? Then you go down, same thing. And this is from the first day. So what the first day, so this is like from day one, we did a 2-day delay. Now this will be the 4-day delay. And it's just going to put them in order for you. And you don't want them to think that this is super robotic. So pick a different time of the day. So you might do like 5:45 for this message. Boop, boop, boom. So you could see 2-day delay, 4-day delay, 7:30, 5:45. Is this all making sense so far? Good. So you set these up, right? Each one. And the thing is, you guys, I'm showing you how to do this for a follow-up. You can do the same thing with getting started with product messages. What messages are you sending to people in Messenger to get them started with your products? It's the same process. So you're not going to do a virtual follow-up. You're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for your products to come. They should be arriving in 7 to 10 days. Over the next 30 days, I'm going to send you some getting started information. Blah, blah, blah. That's first message. Second message. Here we go. First thing to get ready for your products to come. Maybe you're telling them about how to use them, how to refrigerate them, how to apply them, whatever. Next message. By the way, we have a community where people are sharing da-da-da-da-da, right? I do have bundles for all of that, like stuff I've built out over time. Just shoot me a text. So you do that, right? So these are all here. So let me go back to, do you guys want me to build the other two, or do you want me to just go back to the ones I already had? I can finish building these. Want me to build them? I'll build them. Why not? So follow up number 3 is your invite to your group. Oops. And again, you can like start these off like, hey, or hi, or by the way, or whatever, right? So by the way, I'm part of this incredible community where women share best tips for getting in shape, staying healthy, motivation, and support. I would love to have you join us. Here's the link, right? And you can invite them to a Facebook group. If you don't have a Facebook group, you could say something like, by the way, say you don't have a Facebook group. By the way, I know that you wanted to, or by the way, I know, what are we saying? So by the way, I'm thinking more of like tips for on text or whatever. So by the way, I know that I recently shared a few of my best tips heading into the new year. I how do we want to word this? I know that I recently shared a few of my best tips heading into the new year. People, I want to say something along the lines of like, you know, people work better with like accountability and, you know, support and motivation. I would love to plug you into my weekly texts, my weekly like support texts, or my weekly whatever. So you could do that here if you don't have a Facebook group, right? So I know that I recently shared a few of my best tips heading into the new year. statistics show that people succeed in hitting their goals when they have support in place. I would love to have you be a member of my weekly support texts, which include, and you can tell them, which include accountability, self-care, recipes, some of my favorite workouts, giveaways, and more. People love to hear the word giveaways. Sound like something you want to be a part of? And then reply, whatever the word is, right? Now, this is just an option, you guys, because let's face it, when you invite people to a Facebook community, they may or may not join. They may or may not want to be part of your text series. It's fine. They're still in your funnel. You can still send them ongoing messages. They're just going to get more in touch with you, more taps with you when they're part of this or when they're in your Facebook group. If they're not, it's fine. Until they reply stop, they're still on your energy bus. Oh my gosh, Nicole, you're totally fine. So this one, I would say we did what, 2, 4. You can make this either 5 or 6, right? You don't have to keep it going every 2 days. This one, maybe we want to send it out like midday. Boop. There you go. And I'll give you guys the bundle codes for this and the other one I already made, just so that you have all this verbiage if you guys want it. So you have your virtual tap check-in, you have your more value message or your testimonial, you have your invite to a group or your text list, whatever you want to invite them to. And then go to this one, and this is like follow up number 4. And this is when you are engaged them. So you got to think, what can you ask that's going to get them responding? What's the pain point? What did they, how did you connect with them? Right? So, totally curious. You could start with that, or you could start with, I would love some feedback. You could do that based on like, you know, the thing that they downloaded. You could start it with like, we did a lot of I know, so I don't want to keep saying I know. What could we say? Totally curious. I would love some feedback. Let's just do one of those. So totally curious. Seeing as you snagged my best tips for 2023 guide, would love to know, do you have some goals that you're working on for the new year? Which is pretty wide open. I usually like this or that because it's like easy to respond. So the same thing here. I would love some feedback. I know I shared my best tips in 2020, best tips to start. Let's say that, start 2023 with you. Are you planning to, or are you looking to work on some specific habits for the new year? Oops. Something like that. Again, I like this or that. but you could always do like something generic. It all depends. When you're talking about a very specific download, like exercise, you know, are you looking to get back in shape, or is this your first time working out? Right? Because then you can still talk to them about like, oh yeah, like I was down 20 pounds. I gained 20 pounds in 2022. I'm looking to like get it off. Or, hey, yeah, this is my first time working out, right? And you could provide recommendations. So this one, I would do maybe like a 6 or a 7 day delay because you're keeping it all within like that first week. Throw them maybe like an evening text again. So it's like outside of work hours. And then boom. So you have your first, second, third, fourth, and now I'm going to show you guys how to connect this to your keyword. And then if you guys want to drop me any questions, if any of this didn't make sense in the chat, in the meantime, I can answer them. And then I will, yeah. So if you have, right, your keyword, now let's imagine that these people were downloading your 2023 tips. I don't think I used this keyword yet. Hopefully I didn't. I already did. So let's just do 2023 tips. Let's pretend that that's my keyword, right? So these people are either connecting with me on social media, I'm connecting with them in Messenger, we're talking, and they are going to download my guide, right? And this is my keyword to that guide. So when you do your keyword, you go to key, you go to the plus, you go to what you just saw me do, you name it. You can always change the name of it after if you want to. And then what you're going to do is when you have this, you have that first message. So this, a lot of people always ask me, what do you put in here? This is where you're putting the link to the guide. So they're texting you that, right? They already know that they want the guide. So excited to share my best tips for starting the new year with you. I implemented these last year, and what was the outcome? I implemented these last year and I soared into my new year. I went into the new year with ferocity. I, hit all my goals, whatever it is, right? So you're going to do that. And then here, click release. Click here to snag them. You could do that. You could put like an arrow if you wanted. And then here, what you're going to do is you could put, this is clicking if you have it as a website, right? So if you have it as a Canva, if you have it in your Google Drive, if you do a landing page, right? You can put that here. If you don't have any of those three and you just want to have an image, all you do is click the paperclip and maybe your image is just a 1-slide Canva. You can do that too, right? If you have a landing page, you would just go here and add your landing page link. Does that make sense? So when they do that, this is your message, right? So person, let's pretend that Shelly texts me the word 2023 tips. She's going to get this message with the link to my best tips. Then the last step that you have to do, because we did our campaign, right? Here's the campaign. This is the follow-up to those. So what you do is you go back to the keyword, see this, join campaign, and you link it all together, y'all. So we go to, what did I even name it? That would help. This one. Follow up. Boom. Doop, doop, done. So this will just get done for you guys over and over. It'll automatically be done. So like if somebody texts you this word, they're going to get this message automatically. They're going to get thrown into this campaign and they're going to start getting these messages 24, 40 hours later, whatever it is. It's all done. Now, the only thing that you have to know, and this is what I tell people when I'm teaching them how to do this, is when you're on your campaigns, right? This is your campaign here, follow up for freebie. I named it. It's 4 messages. You see them right here. The only thing you have to be aware of is when there's people in this, say somebody is in there and you're talking to them about products and on day 2, they buy the products and you're like, okay, I don't want to drip on them anymore. You have to come in Project Broadcast and like take them out. So you would have to go to contacts. You would have to find them right? Find their name, go down to campaigns and take them out. So you would see right here, if they're in one, you would just pull their name out. You just go in and you click the minus and get them out. Like, it's not the end of the world if they do get those follow-ups. You can just say, oh my gosh, you know, sorry about that. That was my like automated system, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can, but if you can catch it ahead of time, it saves that conversation. Does that make sense? And at the end of the day, just letting people know that you are real, that they can contact you anytime via these text messages, you like being like warm and fuzzy with them, it just builds that relationship, and people aren't so like, why am I getting these like messages? So is that helpful? And if you guys ever want to, when you're talking to people, I get this question a lot. There's a way that you can have them like fill out a form on here and it'll automatically update their information. I just think that that's very robotic. So I always, like, when I have somebody in a chat, I just ask like, hey, I totally want to save your name and number here. Can you like, let me know what your name and number is? And then I go in the chat and I just add them. Because if not, then it does seem, you know, like it's done. You're welcome. So I will, after this, I'll throw this stuff into like a bundle code and I'll throw it in the video in the group. But any other questions? Did that all make sense? Oh yeah, the last thing I was going to show you. So when you have your campaigns, this is like a pro tip and like will save you so much time. So say you have a campaign, which was this one, right? And it's here, y'all. If you go to the 3 dots, see this? You can clone the campaign. So if you build this one time, and then you have a different freebie, you can just clone that sucker up. It's cloned, and then just go rename it, like name it freebie follow-up. And this one's not my best tips. This one's my exercise one. Like, say you have an exercise one. If I could spell, that would help. Then you just have to go through and edit the messages because it's the same things. Remember I said wash, rinse, repeat? Wash, rinse, repeat. Work smarter, not harder. So you just build it out for 2023 tips. Now, if you wanted to build it out for salads in a jar, or you wanted to build it out for a product, right? You guys think about this for products too, not just freebies. Think about like they come in, want to know about a product, right? They text you the word spoon. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to share some information with you, blah, 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 right? And then how many people stop responding because life gets busy. So your follow-up comes 2 days later. Hey, I know I shared some information with you about that skinny on a spoon the other day. I just wanted to swing back. Can I answer any questions? Oh, they ignore you again. They forgot. Maybe they were at work. Then your next value message comes up. Hey, I had to share Sarah's results. Taking that skinny on a spoon for 2 months. Check out her before and after, blah, 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 right? The next message, by the way, we have a community where you can join us. Not only do we talk about, you know, the products that we're using, but we share recipes, this, that, and the other. I would love to have you join us. 4th message. Hey, by the way, I know you were interested in that skinny on a spoon. I'm totally curious. Are you looking to lose weight or tighten in tone? Helpful? So yeah, it is money. So blah, blah, blah. I'm going through these really quick. How often do I touch base with those not in? So that's a good question. Once people go through my 4 messages, you guys, I would say from then on, they're hearing from me maybe twice a month. Like, I'm not spending a ton of money, like sending out constant messages for people that I'm not really talking to. They're not hearing from me a ton because either they're seeing me on social or whatever, right? So that's just personally what I do. I know other people spend a lot of money, like Marina sends thousands of messages out, and you guys totally can. It's just whatever you want to do, right? Freebies, y'all, there are so many good things that you can find on like Pinterest and stuff. Like, don't overdo it, especially for your first one. I've done a freebie with a habit tracker, you guys. I was on one day, what is it, 21 days to develop a habit, 90 days to make a lifestyle. I put that on my stories one day with an image of like a tracker people could use. I found it on Pinterest and I said, hey, do you want my tracker? Text me the word tracker. People texted me just to like get this image that I found, right? Marie's asking for other campaigns. Do we just select drip and save, or do we also have to schedule the delay 1, 2? So any campaign you have is always going to be dripping. Dripping is by day, time lapsed is by hour. So it depends on what you want. Why would you guys use a time lapsed? That's if you want to get quick info. I think I asked in the group one day, do you want to learn how to do text parties? That's time lapsed. If you want to do product education quickly, that's time lapsed. Hey, do you want to learn some information about gut health? Text me the word gut. They get a message now. 5 minutes later, another message. 10 minutes later, another message. 15 minutes later, another message. Hope you enjoyed the information that I shared. I have a $10 coupon if you want to snag that, right? So yeah, you always have to like time them out, and they're always in the dashboard like this. So say this one, you guys watch, just pretend that I put 1 day delay on here, or yeah, it'll move it up, watch. It's just going to bump it to the wrong spot. See, you can fix it. It's all right here. So that made it 1, 2, 4, 8. It put the community invite right at the top. So you can just fix this stuff. Marty, thank you. Does Project Broadcast automatically send the freebie? So that's what I was showing you. It'll automatically send it as long as someone texts this word. Right? So they text this. And the last thing I'll comment on, because I think Shelly was asking me, how do I get people into this? You guys, we still have to network, right? Like even me, when I have like people constantly like on all of my content, I'm still in the DMs creating conversations, because let's face it, people just aren't going to text us. Like I don't automatically just text other people either. But if somebody asks me to, if they hop in my DMs, I'm like, oh my gosh, sure, I totally want information. And I'll text them. So you still have to like get in there with story watchers, get on people that are commenting on your posts, do all the things. And sometimes you will have people that will automatically just text you. That's like the beauty of it, right? But at the end of the day, I'm still creating conversations. Hey, I have a guide. I would love to share it with you. Hey, I would love to share some information with you. My inbox is bananas. My messenger keeps kicking me off. Can you do me a favor and text me? Blame it on the technology, right? Christy said, I thought I had a freebie that I can give away to people as a birthday gift when you say happy birthday. I guess you could do a freebie for that, right? If you wanted. So any other questions that you guys want me to answer? I'm gonna take a picture of y'all just because. Good. Hopefully that's helpful. I mean, we have what? 48 hours, 36 hours, what are we at? 72 hours until the end of 2023. These are the types of things get in place for the new year, right? So you could sit here and you can like help yourself to be more automated, help yourself to get things off your plate. Customer service, with all those, you can do all of that with onboarding people, onboarding team members, right? So I'll share these bundle codes with the video. I'm gonna let you guys go. That was longer than I expected, but that was fun. So Dana has one more question. Do I create the freebies and then they convert to social marketers customers? So, oh, so you're saying, yeah, so freebies, again, you are trying to align them to product or business, right? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to build relationships and create conversations. So when you have a freebie, no matter what it is, if you're talking about saving money, if you're talking about home hacks, if you're talking about exercising, if you're talking about tips for ADHD, you're connecting to your people, right? So it took me a long time, y'all, to understand what people meant when they were saying, find your people. If you are talking to your people, inevitably the business is going to come up in conversation. Like imagine if you went to a convention or you were in a room with a bunch of people talking about Harry Potter. What the hell does Harry Potter have to do with network marketing? Nothing. But when you're sitting there in the room talking about Harry Potter, you might be on your phone making some money. A girl might be sitting next to you like, yo, what are you doing? I'm running my business while I'm at this convention with you guys. What do you do? Well, I show women how to make money from their phone on social media while we have fun. Do you want to check it out? Right? So it's just that. Like I talk to a lot of clients and I say, go and hang out where your people are. What do you like? I love blenders and diffs. I say it all the time. Go on Facebook on the blenders or the diffs feed. Go on Instagram on the blenders or the diffs feed. You can just start talking to people about sunglasses, right? And then as you're building friendships, yo, Shelly, I saw that you live in Florida. Like, I'm totally wanting to move there. What area are you in? Oh my gosh, no way. Like, that's where we want to move. Like, how long have you been living there? What's the schools like? What are your kids like? You're just talking, right? So it doesn't always have to be go for the jugular. You're just creating conversations. So the same thing happens with the freebies and stuff. Exactly, Dana. You're just asking people the next question. You're making it about them. It's constantly about the other person until you get to the next question. Go to their Facebook and stalk them a little bit. Hey, I saw that your family was under the weather recently. You know, everybody okay now? How's everybody feeling? Talking about that. Oh my gosh, when my kids were sick, I started giving them elderberry and oh my gosh, overnight. Really? Like, tell me more about that. Like, and you just create a conversation, right? So. All right, I'll let you guys go. I feel like everybody has to like work and do all the things. I appreciate y'all a ton. I'm looking forward to 2023. I can't believe it. So love y'all. Bye.